our mission is plain and simple. It is to help students around the world obtain world-class education. I have personally graduated from University of Oxford, where I basically got in because someone already studying at Oxford took me by their hand and helped me proceed through all the steps. This has inspired me to, during university, start offering the same kind of help to other students. Eventually, after 5 years, it turned into an actual company, and after 7 years, it's Educat. Why Educat? Why the idea? From my own observation during the 7 years, I have observed that the market is huge. Like basically all my friends were asking something about foreign education to all my friends because they knew that I know people who study abroad. But also this market is highly fragmented. It's dominated by small local agencies charging very high, very premium prices because, come on, parents of people studying abroad are rich, aren't they? So we can charge them like 40K, right? 60% of prospective students want to have the perspective of an insider before applying. And what is very important for the parents who are seeking the education, graduates of foreign universities earn 80% more. So the investment is easily paying off, even though you need to invest in such an education. The total market of education consulting, so just education consulting, and this is only our step one, is worth $23 billion. In Europe alone, it's 3 billion, and in Poland, where we are now, is 250 million. So it's a lot of money and fragmented across very large amount of very small entities. These are the global giants, but what is interesting about them is that each of them is located and kind of limited to their own geography. So VIPKid is just Chinese students, Applyboard is just American and Canadian, and Leverage Edu is just Indian. But in these countries alone, these companies have been able to generate these valuations. So when we think about dominating Europe, which is our goal, we also think about these kind of numbers. Now, just as I told you, education consulting is just one thing that we want to do. This is the very middle, and that's what we are doing now. What students are already asking about is getting into secondary school, so Polish liceum, and then getting into first job. We are already getting questions from companies if they could employ our students, because by now we have had 100 students, so quite a lot of material. So we are getting questions from consulting companies and from investment banks to basically give them students. Currently, we are giving them for free, but we want to turn it into a paid recurring revenue service. This is our team. This is Marek and myself. We are the operational co-founders. Kuba used to work at the biggest agency in Poland called ELAB. And we, among the sales people, we have the strongest performers from the biggest education agencies in Poland. So we kind of only hire stars because, because we know that the customer care is the absolutely key element in this brand. So.
Just give us a second, okay?
So that's why the choice of the people. Just as I told you, there are lots of very premium, very expensive small agencies. There are also cheap agencies with lower quality and a bit better pricing. This is my company that I basically founded right after graduating from university. Served 100 clients during the first year. I couldn't hold it on my own any longer. That's why I stopped the co-founders, and then we merged. This is now Educat. And this is what students are currently getting, which is basically free counseling at schools. It's free, but it's not scalable, and it's often not very helpful, especially for students from the poorer schools, poorer backgrounds. We are a transparent marketplace, so prices are clear. You can basically go like to an e-commerce store and buy any package about applying to any university, and it's all automated. So we do not need to connect people, to give them bank transfers, etc., etc. It's all completed just as if you were buying through Amazon. We know the industry from the inside, so we know what's problems to solve. Basically, choice of the university is very complicated. The pricing is very unclear. We have a tool for solving each of these problems because our platform is basically two components. Number one, matchmaking between people who want to study somewhere and people who already studied there. And the second, a suite of tools that makes application simple, quick, and successful. Basically, university guidelines, university search tool, all the timelines, etc. This is myself. We have tested the market in 2021. I already told you about it. Currently, so for building the platform, we sought out EU grants. We built the platform. Then we merged, we launched the platform in March, and now currently we are closing a round with one of Polish leading VC funds. And that's it. We are already earning revenues, and that's our plans. Currently, we are here, and next year we want to do a bigger round at around 3 million euros to enable us to expand into other geographies, because using the money from the current round, we can only test geographies so that we know where to go later, but we cannot actually enter them.
Thank you very much. Let me admit at the beginning that I'm a fan of your presenting skills. And, I will have a question at the end of the queue, so please go ahead with your questions. Okay, Marcin.
I didn't understand. You have two sides of this marketplace, kind of. There's a person who wants to apply for university, and then there is other person at that university
Who is helping.
Who's helping. So what's the incentive for the second part?
We are earning a margin from the value of services sold by the student. So the student is basically selling their help, and we are earning a margin on that.
So can I trust that person then?
They are all verified. Like, we check if they are actually from the Harvards and Oxfords. So it's just as with any other learning marketplace.
Yeah, they will always say very good words because, you know, they can earn if you apply and then if you get to the university, right?
Sorry, I didn't get the beginning.
So if I'm a person studying at the university and I'm trying to sell to you that this is good university, so of course I will be doing this.
They are not aiming to sell that it is a good university. They are trying to get into there. So you actually know when you are seeking out when I'm seeking out your help, I know that I want to get to your university. Otherwise, I wouldn't use your help.
It's more downstream what she's doing. It's
Okay.
once you've made your decision, but that's another service.
Although we also have services helping people make decisions. So all the diagnostics tests and
Sure.
university reports. But that's another revenue stream.
Some kind of onboarding.
Yes.
How do you price your service and what's the fee sharing?
Actually, it's interesting because we are the only company that lets the mentors set the prices. So
And
they
you
price
take a
themselves.
share?
Yes, and we take a share,
What's your share?
60%.
Like big shares. In the meantime, yeah.
No, so there are mentors at all kinds of prices. Essentially, you're going and you're seeing people, their bio, and you pick, they have different prices. And
Yes, that's
and I
it.
decide to get the higher priced one at Oxford because it sounds like.
Because it's Oxford, because I want
and
to
I
get
can
into
afford
Oxford.
it, and I really want to get there. And if
Yeah. Because we eliminate the intermediaries, we are
your
still,
platform.
yeah,
Did you say 16 or 60?
60.
60.
60%. We started with 40, but people were absolutely fine with us charging more because we are doing the advertising, so it's still good for them.
We already some time ago, but if you are verifying your experts, then you see, of course, that somebody from Oxford, Harvard means something, but they might not be the best mentors for something.
Yeah, we have student
success
ratings.
rate.
So we have student ratings and we do track success rates. Currently, we have 100% success rate in getting people into at least 3 out of 5 universities they apply to. So at 1,000 students, it's still working. We continue.
And what stops your Indian and Chinese competitors from doing the same expansion?
Chinese case is very funny because it's the government cramped down on EdTech, so foreign institutions cannot provide services in
Okay, and India?
and the other.
Nigeria?
And the Indian is very fresh. Like, actually, only half year ago they started doing the school workshops, which we are doing for 2 years now.
Mhm.
So it's very new. And I think that so far they have just explored the Indian territory. They have very good funding because the Indian market is huge and they brought access to good investors, but we do not consider them like a competitor in our geography, and I consider our geography Europe.
So far.
So far, of course.
All right.